There's a lot in common between teen fantasy series w.i.t.c.h and Winx Club. They're both Italian. Their entire main cast has major character overlaps. Bloom reminds me of Will, Stella reminds me of Cornelia, Flora of Irma, Aisha of Tarani, and Musa of Haylin. The only one left out is the sixth member of Winx Club, Tekna, but regardless, the similarities are there. Even the fact that both the shows are visually very inspired by anime makes these similarities a bit more jarring to me, even more than the similarities between Ever After High and the Descendants, for example. The drama gets quadrupled when you realize that Winx Club aired on Nickelodeon, though its early seasons aired on an Italian network called Rai 2, and which aired on Disney. And as we know, Nickelodeon and Disney are two serious competitors. Winx Club dominated over w.i.t.c.h when it came to pure viewership, but w.i.t.c.h was the first show to come out of the two. Disney obviously attempted to sue the animation studio that made Winx Club, but to no avail, which is quite surprising because the concept of Disney losing a lawsuit against a relatively smaller Italian animation studio is kind of wild to me. But there are key differences between the two shows that must be discussed. The main difference being that w.i.t.c.h is a lot darker, moodier, and for that reason, it feels a little bit more mature. The humor is a bit dry, a bit more like the kind of sense of humor that you develop with a group of adult friends, all of whom have actually been through shit in life.
You have all had unusual experiences. Am I right?
Not counting this one?
I don't know, the whole dialogue just feels a little bit more natural to me, especially as an adult watching this back and comparing it to Winx. I feel like because of the fact that every character is more acknowledging of the darkness within them and others around them, it leaves room for more funny, more real moments. And I would even argue that because we explore darker themes, including the characters' insecurities, we get a better idea of their inner world.
See you tomorrow, Will.
So you really aren't getting dressed up for your pictures? Yeah, right. Like there's gonna be any clothes or makeup left in the world after Cornelia's finished? Hello?
I also love how we have a main character whose entire purpose, her powers, boost the group's togetherness. And literally without this character, Will, the rest of the main characters can't even harness their powers.
Everybody!
Winx Club could not be more of an opposite show. It's bright, sunny, pink, upbeat for the most part. It captured my attention as a child because it was literally a projection of everything that I wanted to be and everything that I wanted to see in the world. Like the ultimate girly fantasy land. Winx Club also made it really clear that they hated witches. The main antagonists of the show are a trio of witches called Tricks. They are ruthless, calculating. We never really spend any moment of the show empathizing with them in any way. While we do get to see some of the characters interact with each other, obviously, and be there for each other, I truly feel like the deeper intent of the show was not entirely to show their togetherness, but I feel like the show was almost meant for little girls to be able to pick whichever character and identify with them, knowing that no one is picking a character that plays a minor role. I feel like all of the characters have a very main character energy, and so at least in my opinion, especially comparing it to w.i.t.c.h, I don't actually think that the Winx Club fairies work together as harmoniously as the witch girls. Winx Club's aversion to witches and darkness does not necessarily mean that the characters don't grow or that they simply live in a world of complete peace and harmony. They keep getting tested, and each major test leads to what are called transformations, which are these big major internal and external changes in the characters. They're mostly characterized by a super cool new outfit, which takes, in my opinion, a little bit more of a humble approach to the idea of the transformation. The characters only have one primary guardian form with minor power upgrades later, rather than dozens of distinct evolutionary forms seen in Winx. For me personally, Winx Club would have been and was the easy choice as a child. It's so easy, especially as a girly girl, to get wrapped up in the colors and the outfits and the songs and just the general sparkly magic. But w.i.t.c.h feels like a perfect fit for the emos and the alt kids. Winx is for the slightly airheaded, carefree, purely sunshine, creative joy, and w.i.t.c.h is for when you want to let the darkness in, cuddle up in a little blanket, get a little hot beverage, preferably in the rain. Let me know which one out of the two was your favorite show growing up in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.